it was the first time I'd worked for her or anyone who had been all of those things and was directing their first solo directorial effort.
Yeah, I was going to ask if there was something that you were preparing to sort of bring to that relationship with her, being that it was her sort of, directorial debut.
So when she approached me about Lady Bird, it's set in Sacramento, and we had worked, a couple of weeks in Sacramento together on Frances Ha, a movie she co-wrote and stars in.
Such a good movie. Such a good movie, man.
Thank you. Well, I was really excited about a Sacramento story because the little bit of time I'd spent there, I had told her this would be such a good city to shoot an entire movie in. Mm. She was actually working on the screenplay at that time, which I didn't know. She later told me it gave her a lot of confidence.
Oh, that's great.
Thought, is this a good place to do a whole movie? Maybe it's a weird idea. But I could really see it. And by the time when she ran it by me, I thought, well, I'll read it. I already know it's going to be great. Whatever she wrote that's set there can only be great. And, anything she would write would be great. But I really just, she was very humble in the way she went about doing her thing, approaching me or just going to make it. And you could clearly see, and I think in most cases when someone's making their first feature film, the assets usually far outweigh the deficits. A great example of that, I think, is Citizen Kane, was Orson Welles' first movie. I think someone, this would be the right kind of person, but someone making their first feature in many ways lacks certain inhibitions that people who maybe done it a few times have. And that's not always true. Many people develop into making great work out of work that's maybe not as interesting their first time out. However, when I started talking to Greta, you could just see wow, this is really electric. This idea and where she's at, and her sense of pacing and, her cinematic sense and how it applies to this story and the dialogue. And so to get to your question, did I want to bring something specific to it? I really just I did not want to let my past experience with her sort of prejudge what we might be able to do, because I knew I hadn't really gotten to experience this side of her before. I got hints of it with her as an actor, hints of it with her as a co-writer in work, being directed by Noah. But you could just see now this is really her thing. So it's probably going to be just fundamentally different.